On this episode of Go, it's all about reaching out in our community. Coming up, a new facility for new Canadians in Surrey.
This is a campus for the community, by the community.
Local bloggers unite.
It's really an outlet for you to talk about whatever you find joy and pleasure in.
And folk music expansion.
It's so amazing to see Avery growing so fast.
Welcome to Go on Shaw TV. I'm Tiffany Gurdon. It's a beautiful day to celebrate community here at the new DiverseCity Community Resources Society in Surrey. Now, later in the show, we're going to check out some online communities as well as some special interest communities. But first up, let's check out a new space for those new to our community. It's all for the grand opening of the brand new DiverseCity campus, a multicultural agency based in Newton. And thanks to some generous donations, this state-of-the-art facility is the new hub for Surrey's immigrant community.
Today is our grand opening of our community campus. Of course, the official ribbon cutting ceremony. There was some donor recognition, but at the same time, we really wanted the feel of a community block party. This is a campus for the community, by the community.
What is DiverseCity all about?
Well, DiverseCity is exactly about diversity. So we are a settlement agency for newcomers that come to Canada and need to find out where do they go find a doctor, where are grocery stores, how do they enroll their children into school, what level English are they at, what English level do they need to be in order to be at the career that they want to be, and also what possible career opportunities are available to them, where is housing, the whole 9 yards.
Now, this is a project that's been in the works for many years. How did it come about?
Well, it's a very good question. The agency's actually been in existence for over 37 years, and we've primarily been in leased offices, and so it really was high time for us to move into our own place.
Now, for what you offer, why is it so great to be here in the heart of Surrey?
Well, the heart of Surrey is actually where all the newcomers are coming. Newcomers do tend to flock to Surrey. It is still relatively economical compared to Vancouver. So we do end up getting the lion's share of the immigrants in BC out in Surrey. And so it so makes sense for us to establish our roots here.
And why is it important to have such a go-to place like this in our community?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, when you're entering a new country where the language is different, the customs are different, it's so important to have like a beacon of light to kind of guide you through the way. And really, we see our work as wayfinding work. It's to help people find their way to become hardworking contributors to Canada. This is a campus for the community, by the community.
Wonderful. Thanks for your time, Neelam.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
The DiverseCity Community Resources Society is located on 76th Avenue in Surrey, or you can find them online at dcrs.ca. Now, from those new to the community to the online community. There's been an increase in lifestyle bloggers in recent years, and some of them will be getting together at a blogger podium event at the end of September in Vancouver. And our very own Dunya Tosi caught up with a couple of these bloggers in this next story.
Brew that cup of coffee, snuggle up with a laptop, breathe, then start typing. It's a typical day in the life of a lifestyle blogger in Vancouver.
The thing that I love the most about blogging is the creativity. So it's really an outlet for you to talk about whatever you find joy and pleasure in.
For Erin Souza, blogging about lifestyle and design gives her that outlet.
You can really use your own voice. So you get to decide how you say something. You get to decide kind of the tone that you want to take.
And the tone of her blog, The Sparkle, helped her build a consistent and loyal following. Since she started blogging in 2011, Erin has used her voice to inform and inspire her readers.
When you go to blogs, you really get an edited lifestyle of somebody that you can actually, a lifestyle that you can attain. So it's not a model telling you, what you should be wearing, but it's a real woman who has a real budget, a real lifestyle. And so I think that really just draws people, and it forms more of a community.
a community that's been growing tremendously in the Lower Mainland, with the emergence of bloggers like Erin and Jen Tam, whose blogs helped jumpstart their business.
It's been awesome to be able to be with like-minded women and share our experiences, the good and the bad together, and also work together creatively.
It's definitely a great platform for women supporting other women, and it's something that we do emotionally, with each other. Women love to chat and talk and commiserate, and as bloggers, we're very collaborative together.
And it's helping Erin live her passion.
I'm definitely living my dream. I've turned my blog into a business, so that's with my company, Sparkle Media. So I get to work with amazing brands, I get to work with amazing women that I really get to make a difference in their life, and that is where I find the most joy, and I find that I'm living my most authentic life.
So if you want to get your own blog going, Erin's advice is to start with something you like to write about.
Lifestyle is very broad. Think of something that makes you different. So what do you do really well? What do you find joy in talking about?
Secondly, reach out to your community and develop those contacts.
There are a lot of bloggers in the city. Find out who's doing what, find out how you can contact them, ask to take them out for a cup of coffee, shoot them an email. I get emails all the time, and I'll happily take 5 minutes out of my day to help someone else on their own journey.
And finally, sign up to a social media account, post often, and use pictures to tell a story.
Beautiful imagery is paramount, so start that Instagram account, keep it updated, engage a lot on Instagram, and just be authentic with your content and what you have to bring to the table, and the right people will start to notice.
Paving the way for new opportunities, new doors, and new friendships. In downtown Vancouver, I'm Jeannie Tozy for Go on Shaw TV.
Erin will be one of the presenters at this year's Blogger Podium event. The conference will focus on everything from vlogging to branding to Instagram and Google Analytics. Now stick around, because next up we're going to get a little folksy on a couple of different levels. After the break, folk music with added help.
Through my brain and all I
And folk songs to beat disease.
I really found out how much the Abbotsford Hospice helps people.
You're watching Go.
Hi, this is Autism Speaks Canada and the Circus Lab welcoming you to our annual walk on Sunday, September 27th at Central Park Swangard Stadium in Burnaby. We have a wonderful day of free family festival with 2 full entertainment stages, a sponsored barbecue, lots of goodies, resource fair, and so much more. But this year we're going under the big top.
That's right, the circus is here. We're the Circus Lab from Langley, and we're going to be bringing you 2 circus shows as well as a tri-circus station. So bring your kids down, you'll have a ton of fun.
So please register today. Again, it is free. You can donate, volunteer at our website at autismspeaks.ca, and we'll see you on Sunday, September 27th.
Welcome back to Go on Shaw TV from the brand new DiverseCity Community Resources Society in Surrey. And now, let's meet Winsome Kind. They're an East Van folk band who met during a musical theater production in Saskatchewan. Well, at least the original members did. Let's meet them and their newest member now.
Winsome Kind are a husband-wife folk duo based in East Van. Their self-titled debut record is out now, and it all began with them starring in a production of the Buddy Holly Story musical in Regina.
Thoughts were racing through my brain, and all I know is I'm not sleeping well these days.
I couldn't imagine not making music with Leora, not singing with her. So we just knew we had to.
So you started out on stage in musical theater together. Does having the musical theater history affect writing at all?
Oh, that's a
Or
good question.
performing, perhaps?
It does affect performing, for sure. We're both really comfortable just up there singing in front of people. Although it's nice as the band because we get to be more ourselves and we're not necessarily portraying a crazy character.
Remember the band? Can we say that?
I guess so.
Tell us a little bit, how old is your baby and sort of how's that maybe affected being a musician?
Yeah, well, he's 4 months old. He just turned 4 months old. So it's been quite the exciting summer. It's definitely a shift. As musicians, we usually have late nights, so we're shifting up our schedule as best we can, but he loves the music.
It's just inspiring, and it's so amazing to see Avery growing so fast and just thriving and already so interested in the music. We've been bringing him to the farmers markets with us, in Kits and in Yaletown, and Leora will often just wear him, and the looks that we get, as people pass, I think people are kind of just blown away that.
Is that what I thought it was?
Yeah, that was. So there's also that you have to deal with, but
during performances,
it's totally worth it.
Leaving you was the hardest thing to do, and that's the truth.
Does he try to sing along a lot as well?
As you discovered, yes, he does. Do you want to get out of there?
There's been nobody that I've sung with that our voices just blend so perfectly, and we're just in tune. Pardon the pun, but we really are just so in tune with each other. In music, in life, in our philosophy, and so it just, I'm looking forward to. We're currently writing songs for the next album and working on that, and just looking forward to where the journey will take us.
I'm looking out for better days, looking out, I'm looking out for better days.
Keep your eyes on winsomekind.com for their upcoming appearances. In Vancouver, I'm Paul McClellan for Go on Shaw TV.
How is that, huh?
Now, something tells me it won't take long before Avery picks up his own guitar and joins mom and dad on stage. Paul was saying that he was trying to sing along when they were filming the performance part of that story. And you can see the entire performance on our YouTube channel. Now, from a folk band to folk cancer. Unfortunately, it is a disease that many of us have had to deal with in our lifetime. But there's a man in Abbotsford that's had enough, so he's decided to pick up a guitar and say, folk cancer.
It's interesting because I just have to let it flow, and when an idea hits me, I gotta write it down, and when I get home, I gotta start playing it on the guitar and hit record.
That process is something local singer-songwriter David Ivan Neal of Abbotsford has been doing every day since the beginning of September. It all started with the loss of his father-in-law.
Unfortunately, colon cancer runs in his family, and he was doing all the right measures, but it just got missed. So it went from there, and he did chemo for many years and fought a good fight.
But eventually the inevitable happened. Shortly after that tragic event, David decided to pick up his guitar and say folk cancer. For the month of September, David is writing and recording a new song every day in an effort to raise money for the Abbotsford Hospice Society.
I was thinking maybe doing less community-based fundraiser, and then just talking to my wife and my mother-in-law, I really found out how much the Abbotsford Hospice helps people.
Currently, Abbotsford is the only city in the Fraser Valley without a hospice house. But all that is about to change.
We're building the first adult residential hospice in our community over by the hospital on something called the Campus of Care. Our residential services will be our partners are Canuck Place and Matthew's House. And we're very pleased that the three organizations are together on this site. But the most important thing is the people. And it's not, hospice is not an issue that is easily talked about, but sadly it's something that just about everyone has to experience in some way or another.
However, the main issue for societies like the Abbotsford Hospice is they're responsible for finding their own funds.
So anyone in our community who steps forward and is willing to do that for us and on our behalf is truly appreciated, and we're so grateful. Whether that's a small amount or a large amount isn't really the point. And in Dave's case, it was such a unique thing that he was doing that I did talk to him extensively and was thrilled that a young person like himself thought so much of his father-in-law and the community itself, because it is very much a community thing, that he was willing to do this and create a song every day for a month.
So if you'd like to help David in his cause, be sure to check out his website at folkcancer.wordpress.com. In Abbotsford, I'm Danny Gonsalves for Go on Shaw TV.
David has already written over 20 folk songs for this cause, and you can hear each and every one of them on his blog. Also remember, all donations go towards Abbotsford Hospice. Now stay with us because we've got many more inspiring stories still to come. Next up, he's passionate about math.
What I'm doing is to find the number of routes that go from here to here.
And active living pays off.
It really helps to move around every day. The aches and pains aren't there.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Dupuis. I'm the Executive Director of the Vancouver International Film Festival. The festival will be running this year from September 24th to October 9th, bringing a wide range of films to Vancouver audiences. From the world premieres of films produced right here in BC to documentary and feature films bringing light to international cultures, stories, and issues, we invite all of Vancouver to come out and check out the festival, see a film outside your usual style, and we're sure you'll be pleasantly surprised. Our full lineup will be available September 3rd at VIF.org, with tickets going on sale the very same day.
Thanks again for joining us on Go from the DiverseCity Community Resources Society in Surrey. Now, adding, subtracting, multiplication, word problems, for many of us, math brings up and brings back memories of confusion and frustration. I gotta say, for me, it certainly does. But for a mathematician in Squamish, not so much. He's so passionate about the topic that he's even written a book about it.
Whether it's tackling a Rubik's Cube or Pascal's triangle, for mathematician Richard Hashino, solving a problem requires two things.
One is imagination, and the other is daring. Imagination that I do not need to force myself to think of the same tried and true methods that I've been doing this whole time. Is there a way that I can break these preconceived boundaries of how this problem has been solved before, as well as the daring to actually go ahead and implement that?
It's this unconventional mind and method of problem solving that has taken Richard around the world. While he was always good with numbers, it was thanks to a grade 7 math teacher teaching the then Toronto student to look behind the numbers that helped spawn his mathematics career.
Showed for me how this subject was more than memorizing rules and equations and formulas, but a subject at its core was about patterns and problem solving.
From that day forward, the math whiz spent day and night solving any problem he could get his hands on. Along with eventually competing as well, winning a personal silver medal at the International Math Olympiad in India in 1996, the university grad spent 5 years working as the only Canadian mathematician for the Canadian Border Services Agency, along with being hired to design a touring schedule for the Japanese Professional Baseball League using mathematical methods similar to this one.
I had noticed that the Professional Baseball League in my hometown had an incredibly inefficient schedule where they were traveling across this tiny island country, but in probably the worst possible way to play all of its games. What I'm doing is to find the number of routes that go from here to here. I'm breaking it into a bunch of smaller problems of figuring out how many routes are there from here to here that go through this line. Add them together, and once I do that, it comes out to be exactly what I'm looking for.
For Richard, being able to make large-scale changes to how global companies and services run has now inspired him to teach the next generation of the excitement and opportunities of the mathematical world.
What we have to do is multiply two different events that neither of us win in round one, multiplied by the probability of you winning in round two.
The outgoing academic spending the last 2 years teaching hands-on mathematics courses here at Squamish's Quest University, as well as self-publishing his first book, The Math Olympian, earlier this year, chronicling a young girl's own journey to compete at the International Math Olympiads.
I've always wanted a career with the hope of making an impact in the lives of young people, with the hope that they'll learn to see this subject the way I do. Instead of adding everything column-wise, let's look at everything row-wise. What I see from these students is this rage to master, this hunger for not wanting to stop at understanding an answer, but understanding the reason for which something is true.
Is that right?
That's absolutely right. And when I see them take these ideas and go beyond what I'm able to teach to solve problems on the issues that they care about, for a teacher, it's the most satisfying feeling.
We're really fortunate to have them. Our goal at Quest in the math that we teach is really to have students be in the center of the problem-solving process rather than memorizing facts and repeating information, and Richard is just excellent for helping facilitate that kind of opportunity and experience for students.
With Richard teaching a different class each month, with more and more students, especially women, now pursuing a career in the industry, having his marker keep up with his brain remains his biggest challenge. And while some may tire of a lifetime staring at X's and question marks, for this mathematician, there's nothing more beautiful.
What's so exciting for me as a mathematician solving real-life problems is the ability to make connections between something messy, something complex, something difficult, into something that, if I just draw the right picture, into something that's incredibly easy, simple, and beautiful. It's quite exciting.
In Squamish, I'm Vanessa Ibarra for Go on Shaw TV.
Richard started an outreach program in Nova Scotia where girls could practice their math skills. There are now over 4,000 students participating in schools all across the country. Now, whether you're an athlete or a mathlete like Richard, training is essential. In this next story, we're going to meet a Langley fitness nut who's dedicated her life to active living, and now it's finally paying off.
Halle Berry's been with me for many years, and ever since X-Men, which filmed here in Vancouver. I'm very grateful to have fitness in my life. I think the main reason is for my health. It was always more about the external, looking good and all, but as I get older, I really want to maintain a balance and a healthy lifestyle. It really helps to move around every day. The aches and pains aren't there, so if I was to say to somebody why have fitness in your life, it's really about a quality of life as you get older. Front squats, overhead. I did gymnastics from 4 to 18, and it was really great for developing my focus and to get fitness started in my life. I was a cheerleader with the Toronto Argonauts for 3 years, and then I went on to be an LA Raiderette cheerleader for about almost 10 years, including some choreography. Then I actually would think Jessica Alba as my first client was probably a major breakthrough. I was able to teach somebody else how to do fitness, how to fit it into a busy life. So I just found out we're walking from way over there all the way to the top with 50% oxygen. My next thing was Kilimanjaro. I mean, Kilimanjaro for me, I was at a stale place in my workouts. I was around 45 years old and really trying to find a way to boost it back up.
Still a little weak and a little nausea. I don't have much of an appetite, but I have lots of willpower.
Finding a goal like Kilimanjaro, climbing Kilimanjaro, achieving it was really empowering. made me feel very fit, very healthy, ready to tackle the next 5 or 6, 7, 8 years because I'm now 53. And at this milestone, my next fitness achievement is really bringing fitness globally. So lat raises with 5-pound dumbbells. Nice and easy, breathing as you go, good. I think my motivation really comes from my mother. She's in her 80s and she's, if you can believe it, a Zumba teacher. So for me, I see her really maintaining a quality of life for a long period of time. And that's what I want. I want to make sure that I can do things that she does when I'm older. Arms up and kick. I'm really empowered by feeling fit. I like the fact that I can do some push-ups and pull-ups. And I realize that now, as I get older, that really it's about maintaining a balance in your life, having yin and yang, yoga and strength training, and also avoiding, if I can, the doctor and all the pills that come with it. So diabetes and a lot of genetic diseases run in my background, Indian heritage, and I really want to make sure that I can do things till I'm 100.
Ramona's worked with Halle Berry, Amanda Seyfried, and Anne Hathaway, just to name a few. Now, once again, we're here at the grand opening of the DiverseCity Community Resources Society in Surrey, and it's a great celebration of community. And recently, the Ukrainian community celebrated Ukrainian Independence Day, and our cameras were there to capture some of the festivities.
Today, Ukrainians of Vancouver and their Canadian friends get together to celebrate Ukrainian Independence Day that was on August 24th. And the main purpose of this event is to raise funds and help wounded soldiers in Ukraine and their families. We have silent auction, we have traditional Ukrainian dinner that is going to be served just in a few minutes. We also have our little market. We brought many things from Ukraine. It's all made in Ukraine. A lot of souvenirs, embroidered blouses for men and women and for children. We have handmade jewelry from Ukraine. We even brought Ukrainian horilka, vodka. It's part of our culture, so why not? And of course, very tasty Ukrainian chocolate. We have fun zone for kids, face painting, and children are going to color different Ukrainian symbols, national costumes and stuff like that. We are very happy to share our Ukrainian culture in Vancouver.
Well, that looked like a great time. Community celebrations like that, or the one here at DiverseCity, are always bound to be some good fun. But along with fun comes responsibility. And on October 19th, it's federal election day, and it's our responsibility to get out and vote. But first, why not meet the local candidates in your riding? Visit shaw.ca/Canada Votes to see all the candidates running in the 26 ridings in Metro Vancouver, the Fraser Valley, and the Sea to Sky corridor. So check them out and then go vote on October 19th. And if you have an event for us or a story idea, be sure to send us a message on Facebook, or you can even write it directly on our wall. And with that, we end off this episode of the show. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Go.